Today I'm going to talk to you about the core. The core must be one of the most complex features of our body, pretty much, because everything we do involves our core. So what is the core exactly? A lot of people think they see a magazine, they see people fitness on TV, doing fitness on TV, that it's those wonderful abs that you see that are nicely chiseled on either a male or a female's body. But really that's not the core. That's only a small component of the core. So what else makes up the core? The core is all those abdominal muscles that you see, as well as all of your hip muscles, your back muscles, and also the muscles that surround your pelvis. You need all those things to be working well together as a team in order to have good core strength. The important thing to know is that some of the core muscles, whether it's your ab, back, hip, or pelvis, they stabilize your trunk. The other muscles are there to help move. Be able to bend forward, be able to go backwards, side to side. So there's the moving muscles, and then there's the muscles that provide that good core stability. You need all those muscles to balance each other out. It's super important that you focus on all those different areas, because if you overwork certain areas, that means you still have areas that are very weak. And when those areas are very weak, that's when we get those problems. You have overstretched muscles, and then you have very tight muscles. Some exercises that you can do at home that kind of address those issues as far as general core strength and stability: bridges, planks. You can do planks on your forearms frontwards, or you can also do it on your side, and that will get all your side oblique muscles, which is really good exercise for you to do. Clamshells on your side, and that involves a lot of the deep hip muscle rotators and your glute muscles, which are very weak on a lot of people. And also leg raises on your side, and that is also an excellent exercise that addresses core stability, whether it's your abdominals that are also contracting with your glute med muscles in the back and your rear end area. That first exercise is a bridge, coming up nice and slow, keeping that tummy tight and the glutes contracted in the rear end, and also coming down, not letting yourself drop too quickly. Now we have a side plank exercise, which is pretty difficult. This is the regular version, not the modified version on the knees. And as you can see, coming up off the floor, the pelvis is stable and not dipping down, and she's engaging her abdominals and her glute muscles in the rear end to keep everything nice and straight. Clamshells are a great exercise for the core. You're on your side, you're bending your knees, and your legs are aligned together at the heels. And when you open up like that, you want to make sure you don't go too high. If you go too high, you will end up twisting at the trunk and the hips, which are pretty much compensating for the fact that you can't do them properly. So keep them nice and aligned. Make sure you go up nice and slow and stop before you rotate too much in the back. You can also actually take your top arm and put it on your hip to stabilize it, and that gives it an extra cue to make sure you don't twist at the trunk. For side leg lifts, they're a little bit harder than people think. The key is that that top leg actually has to be somewhat more towards the back of your lower leg so that it's in proper alignment with the spine. So that will engage the correct muscles, as opposed to that leg actually coming more forward. So you want to feel that right in the rear end area. It will be pretty sore, and you want to make sure your toes are facing forward and don't rotate up. If you're rotating up, you're using the wrong muscles. The more you don't address these core strengthening exercises, that could then affect you when you're on the field and you actually are going to kick a soccer ball and you don't have that core stability in here to keep you upright when you go to kick that ball, and then you lose control and end up with a knee injury. So your injury might not necessarily result in back pain per se, but it will transition over to any other body part, because there is no strength up here to support anything that's going on below. So don't think of it as necessarily a back problem. It can become a knee problem, it can become an ankle problem, it can become a shoulder problem, because everything stems from your core. So do you want to address this issue now? I would click on the link below and we can set you up for an evaluation, or you can give us a call and we can set you up for an evaluation.